Welcome to DS Trucks. In today's video, I want to talk about what it's been like to plow snow with our 2020 F450. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is our truck. We just picked it up, 2020 F450. It's got a Fisher XLS. We just installed the snowplow mount and wiring, and we did a video on that, so check it out. Check out the struggles that we went through and the problems that we ran into. And we also just installed a 2-yard salt dog spreader, and we did show the wiring going in on the spreader. So if you are interested in how we went about that, check it out, because it turned out real nice how we wired it up. But in today's video, I want to talk about plowing snow with this truck, pros and cons, what has it been like, and so far, how is everything going. So I finally got around to plowing snow. I really couldn't put together a good, full, complete video or vlog, because when it comes to plowing, a lot of times I'm just focused on the task at hand, which is getting everything done, getting everybody open. So it's been hard to pick up the camera and really get a good, full vlog out there. Now I did try, and it's just kind of incomplete. It's just some shots here and there, incomplete, but I do have some footage of the truck plowing, which I will overlay in this video here. But you know, at the end of the day, that we've only had no more than 2 inches of snow so far at a time this year, and so far with that 2 inches of snow, the truck has done pretty good. Now, typically we plow with our 19 F250, and we haven't really been using it too much. We do have a plow that we have on this truck. It is a 8-foot HD2 Fisher snowplow, and it's seen a little bit of use, not a whole lot though, because we've been running the 450 a lot more. Now the difference between the 450 and the 250, and it's interesting because a lot of people kind of had me thinking that the 450 would do terrible in the snow, that the Continental tires would not work well in the snow. These are the Continental commercial tires, and there's a look at the tread pattern, and right now they do seem to work okay with the amount of tread. They're still brand new, so I'd imagine maybe they would degrade in quality a little bit if they were a little bit more worn down. But as far as traction goes, these tires brand new on the 450 are very comparable to the Continentals that are on the F250, as these tires are a lot more used and probably due to be replaced. For the purpose of snow plowing, they should be replaced. But as far as traction is concerned, the truck did pretty good. Are they the best? No, they're not the best, but they get the job done. As long as you're careful, as long as you drive safely, they get the job done. As far as taking off and traction and all that stuff, not too bad, actually. The limited slip rear end on the F450 is so nice compared to an open diff that I have on the F250. Now the F250 does have the locking rear end where you pull out the 4-wheel drive knob and it will lock, but the act of actually doing that, it's not like you're going to be quick enough to know when your tires are spinning and able to lock your rear end, and you're not going to want to ride around all the time with your rear end locked. So the limited slip on the F450 is a huge plus as far as traction is concerned, and as far as pushing is concerned. I feel like wholeheartedly, finally, I can turn off 4-wheel drive. I know a lot of people talk about turning off 4-wheel drive and plowing, but the F450 with some weight in the back, you really can turn off the 4-wheel drive and plow and probably be okay. The limited slip is just a huge improvement. Now with this truck, if the salt dog is fully loaded with 1 yard of salt, I'll be pushing max gross vehicle weight rating, and with 4-wheel drive off, it kind of can plow, but it's just better with it on. Versus this truck, if you put some weight in the salt spreader, the limited slip definitely makes plowing a breeze. Now, what's interesting with the 450, the wide track front axle, the extreme tight turning radius that you get with this truck, definitely a huge advantage. While the truck is a bit longer because it's got an 8-foot bed compared to the 250 that I'm used to, the front end helps a lot. It's not quite, I mean, the turning radius is tighter, but the truck is so long that sometimes the back tires, like when you say, for example, if I'm pulling out a driveway, the back tires will kind of sometimes cut the lawn a little bit. So that's something to watch out for. Sometimes when you're pulling into a driveway, you got to really swing the truck and make sure that you're not, going to hit anything with the back tires. That being said, if you do kind of hit a little grass or whatever with one of your back tires, typically the inside back tire will take most of the brunt and it won't destroy anything because one tire is still going to be on the sidewalk. Usually the inside tire is just the outside tire that kind of catches, and the inside tire will still be on the sidewalk. As far as the dualies, no casualties there. Haven't ran into anything. I've been careful, and I've been able to fit in every driveway that we do. I know one's pretty tight, and it's like a big property with a real long driveway that narrows down real tight, but it was able to get through. That driveway I measured at 9.5 feet wide, and I believe this truck is just there at 8 feet wide. So I'm happy to report that there is no casualties to the dualies, and I haven't had any problems in that department with the swiping or scraping of a dually. One thing I am working on is with these windows being tinted, it's incredibly difficult to see your dualies because typically your dually is going to be in your spot mirror, and with the windows tinted, you cannot see the dually very well. So I'm working on getting some lights, and I'm thinking about putting them down here and having them shine back. And I'll probably end up just using a upfitter switch, and I'll make a light circuit, and I'll probably just add more lights from there. I don't know where I'll put more, but I think I want to start with this location right here and then add more and just tap into that circuit and add more. But all in all, guys, the truck has done well. I haven't had any complaints. It's super comfortable plowing for long periods of time. One of the huge benefits is being able to raise the driver's seat, which with an XL truck, you cannot raise the driver's seat, and it gets hard to see that blade when you put it down. On this new plow, well, new to me, Fisher HD2 plow that I put on my F450, you cannot see the blade when you put it down. It's hard to see the blade, especially when it's angled this way. If you're in the driver's seat and it's angled all the way to the right, this part of the blade here disappears, so you got to be extra careful. Other than that, I've never had such a light plow before, or I've always had like a whiteout or an XLS, and I have to say I'm actually pleasantly surprised on how well this little plow does. And it's not a scoop plow or anything fancy. It's just a straight blade, and it gets the job done, no problems really. Aside from it being a little bit hard to see because it's so short. I wish they had bigger markers. Maybe I can find some bigger plow markers. That would definitely be an improvement. But yeah, it's a good little plow. It just needs some bigger markers. But back to the 450. Again, it pushes good. I haven't had it in any real deep snow. I would imagine if we had like 2 feet of snow, the truck might have an issue getting stuck, but I don't know. We haven't had that kind of snow in a real long time. And I think if the F450, I'm sorry, did I say 250? I think if the F450 were to get stuck, I think the 250 would be in the same boat. Now, the one Achilles heel with the 450 is probably the tires. They aren't that great in the snow. I mean, they get the job done, no problems, but if it was deep enough snow, we could have some ground clearance issues because the truck, if you look here, it doesn't sit real high off the ground, especially with that air chin spoiler or whatever you would call that on the bottom of the bumper. That's only like maybe 12 inches off the ground, maybe less. If you had real deep snow, the truck could sit on the snow and not have enough available traction with the tires. But what's interesting with the 450 is it has potential to be the best snow rig out there because of the limited slip rear end and the 430 gears, which is good for hauling the weight. When you're just loaded to max gross vehicle weight rating, it's good for hauling the weight. It could be the best if it had better tires. Like if you had the snow tires on this truck that you can get from like Toyo. Toyo makes a commercial snow tire. If you could get taller commercial snow tires, which might be difficult, I'm not sure. Comment below if you know of a taller commercial tire. I think if you go taller, then you might run into an issue with the rims, but I'm not sure. But a taller commercial tire with a snow pattern or snow tread or aggressive tread on it would definitely set this truck eons ahead of the truck. As far as traction, if I had to describe the traction on the F450 in the snow, I would have to say it's kind of like any other vehicle with stock tires. For example, my wife's truck, she's got a 19 F150 and she's got the stock Hankook tires that come with that Ford F150, and you know, her truck is not as good as the F450 in the snow. And with her four-wheel drive turned on and all that, it's not as good. This truck's actually better than an F150. It's better than my gray F150. If you follow the channel for a while, you know before I got this, I had a gray F150 with the 3.5 EcoBoost. This is better in the snow than my 2018 F150 that I had before. I think the F250 was better when the tires were new, but right now they're probably pretty close as far as how good they are in the snow. Now, if I put an aggressive tire on the F250, it would be a lot better. It will be a lot better in the snow. Maybe like a Falcon Wild Peak, which is rated for snow and has a really aggressive tread. Maybe if I went to a 35-inch tire, which would give me better clearance, that would definitely help out. Now, with this truck, you're a little bit more limited to the tire options, but I could switch out the rims to a light truck tire. It would be a 20-inch rim, and it would be a light truck tire, and you could put different tire, maybe like a Toyo. I don't know if you can put Falcon Wild Peaks on it, but it could be like a Toyo, for what they call those, whatever light truck Toyo tire is. Those would work on this, and those would be pretty good, pretty comparable to a Falcon Wild Peak or any other taller tire. And then you could put like 35s or whatever on it. I don't know how big you can go without doing a level, and I don't know if I'd be willing to do a level on this. But you know, part of the thing is I want to have it look in stock, and that to me won't look really too stock anymore. Having a taller tire would be cool, but I have to say, like, I'm really happy with this setup. And as long as we don't get 2 feet of snow, I'll probably be okay. I think if we got that much snow, I think I would be able to still get around if I just lowered my plow just a little bit, just so that I'm not actually driving through quite all the snow. If I just lowered it and kind of scraped off the top 3-4 inches, then maybe I could get around. But even with the plow, if I got stuck, I could probably just drop my blade and kind of wiggle the blade around and make a way. I would imagine. I don't know. If we got some kind of freak storm, I'm sure I'd figure something out, but you know, it eventually would dig out, I'm sure. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed some of the snowplow footage that I put in here. But thank you for watching DS Trucks. My name is Sean. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this kind of content, subscribe or hit share. But thank you for watching. Have a great day, and see you guys in the next video. Over and out.